Hi, so this is a video to discuss what would happen if three ordinary coins with heads or tails were flipped. So the first coin toss, this is our first one, we could either land on heads or tails. Then with toss number two, we could either land on heads or tails. If we landed on tails during coin toss number one, during the second toss, we could either land on heads or tails again. And then finally in toss number three, I'm going to write that in green. We could land on heads or tails, heads or tails, heads or tails, heads or tails. So the combinations that we could have would be heads, 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 tails, heads, tails, heads, heads, tails, tails. And that would be if we landed on heads during the first toss. Well, the same principle applies if we land on tails during the first toss. So now I'm making a list using what I've circled in red. So we could have landed on tails, then heads, then heads. I'm following the tree branches, by the way. We could have landed on tails, then heads, then tails. We could have landed on tails, tails, then heads, and we could have landed on tails, tails, tails. So these are all the combinations that we could have landed on doing three coin tosses. Let me know if you have any other questions.